People are coming, getting carted out of here like every week.
That's crazy.
It blew my mind how many people died here.
What is this building that we're at?
It's called DESC. It's supportive housing and
The Hobson.
Yeah,
What is
Hobson.
The Hobson building.
Open fire, drug addicts using openly in front of a permanent supportive housing clinic known as Hobson Place.
They're talking about like they help with clothing or food, and they don't do any of that here.
How would you describe the environment inside, dear?
Chaotic, crazy. Very like I was walking around with weapons and shit because
I've seen people get in violent conflicts here. Staff don't do anything to protect you. They don't care about any of the people.
How often does police
that
and
live
medics
here.
and ambulance show up here on it?
every day.
How often?
Every day, like more than a couple times a day. The fire.
The number of people who've passed away in here because they're not getting support in their care or case management.
Yes.
They're not taking medications they're supposed to have, and nobody is
But I
aware.
thought there was permanent supportive housing here. They don't help you administer the.
You can get in, you can stay permanently,
Yeah, you can stay.
but there's no support there.
So you had housing here and you left it. Why?
Because I kept getting arrested from fighting with all the people that stay here, trying to protect the women that are getting raped in this fucking building.
Your neighbors are sex offenders?
Yes.
So they're putting, is this men or women?
Both.
So they're putting men and women in permanent supportive housing with people who have sex offender charges,
Yes.
felonies. How many people have you personally seen carted out here in a body bag over the years of being a street addict?
In 2 years, at 20 or 30 people.
I mean, Joseph, how do you want to, what's your path out? What do you want to tell the mayor of Seattle?
That this isn't working. this isn't the idea. Maybe is sound, but there's no oversight. There's no accountability. The people who are supposedly executing the program are just siphoning off all this money, all these funds, all these resources, and the people who need it are not getting it.
What do you want to say to Dan Malone? He's the executive director here at DESC. How can he improve his operation?
Start all over again.
Yeah, there's not
Try again, buddy.
any employee you've had that should be working here doesn't any longer because they refuse to work in an
He says
environment
people just need to get indoors and put the oxygen mask on, and then they can get on with their lives.
that
That's what the fuck he said.
He thinks that there's an interview out there, and he says people get better when they're indoors.
but it's housing first, followed with support. All they're doing here is locking people in a room
Yep.
and then leaving them to die.
We ended up talking afterwards about treatment, a plan, reuniting with family. Joseph has 2 children. He's in his mid-30s. If we give them a path out that they can see, that they can reach self-sufficiency, reunite with family, be clean and sober, and not be a statistic that we saw there on those plaques where dozens and dozens of people have lost their lives indoors, inside permanent supportive housing. Why? Because it's not required to engage with the services. The message from Joseph and Kenny was we must do something different. What we're doing doesn't work. We're putting a lot of money in with not great outcomes. We've got people loitering outside permanent supportive housing. How in the world is somebody supposed to get clean and sober? Listen to that group of men. Those are your subject matter experts.